bold, cheeky, flashy. Gallus. Hello and welcome to the Gallus podcast. I am Ryan Robertson, the host of the Gallus podcast, and I am joined today by Josh White.
Hello. It's fun to be back here again with braces.
Hey, yes, Josh White has got braces now, so forgive the audio. It is not on us. It is on the world.
Yep, I mean, that's just orthodontist's fault for being very blunt with me, Only take out to brush your teeth, Not to do a podcast or anything, but...
A rule you have respected to the T.
But, T.
Oh, yes.
You'll be able to say T. We'll do fine.
Yes, and if you decide, I don't want to listen to that, you're ableist.
True.
So, today what we are doing is looking at films. Now, films is something that we both quite have an interest in and like talking about mainly. I prefer talking about films than watching films. I don't know about you.
I mean, I watch films, but in order to talk about a film, I kind of have to watch it about 5 times before, before either having a say and remembering everything that happens. But I've done the case with these films, so we're about to talk about.
So what we present to you today is 10 films, 5 films that Josh has seen at least 5 times. And we're going to recommend them to you. We're going to give you 10 film recommendations. Films that we love and we want you to watch and you to love. Premise
Very
is
simple.
Right, exactly. Simple is the perfect way to describe this easy little episode. So it should be sweet. It should be a nice wee discussion. We're going to get 10 films, 5 from each of us, and we'll talk for a few minutes about why we love those films. We will then stop. Us, the two of us here, we will pause the recording. We will watch the trailer of each other's films, and we will then discuss what we think of the film if we haven't seen it, or even if we have seen it. So sit back.
We'll praise it together if we've watched it.
We're probably just going to fanboy over Top Gun. So
either that or, this Pokemon film that I really want to talk about.
You'll get your chance in a few minutes.
Yep.
So sit back.
Relax.
Have a drink of ice cold water. Have a drink of orange juice as we are about to do. And get ready for the showcase of the 10 film recs, as it says on my bit of paper in front of me. But first, you must sit through our honourable mentions.
So, it's time for my honourable mentions first. We both have 5 films that we want to just discuss a little bit before our main recommendations.
Also known as the films that we really wanted to talk about, but just wanted to talk about the other ones a bit more. I've got 6.
Yeah, some of them are either obscure, some of them are either, ones that everyone has watched, and I would still love to recommend them to anyone who hasn't. So first of all, is Forrest Gump. I think everyone has seen it, but it's just a nice, sweet film about someone's life story, someone with somewhat disability, and it's just telling his life story as he goes through his life, and it's just a sweet, lovely little film.
I haven't seen Forrest Gump. I've never seen Forrest Gump.
Really?
No.
It is really. It's quite long, but it's just really fun, really, really sweet as well. Quite great. Everyone has seen Toy Story and Spider-Man 1. I think I'll pair these up together because everyone's seen them. But to anyone who hasn't, they're just both amazing. First installments of a really good trilogy. Well, kind of trilogy if you're including the Toy Story. But they're both just the great beginning of like a good series.
The best of their genre as well. The best animated film, the best superhero film.
Brilliant stuff. I'll make another recommendation for a film we've talked about, the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah.
It's very new, only like 2 months old, but it's just brilliant. If you're not familiar with Mario, you'll still have a kick out of it, honestly, because it's just a really fun animated, experience. Just sit back. It's just junk food, and it's really fun junk food. And if you're a Mario fan or a Nintendo fan or a video game fan, then it's gonna just, it's gonna be like junk food mixed with alcohol. Brilliant.
That is my analysis of a movie.
And my other honourable mention, which is one we're going to talk about eventually one day on full length, is The World's End, part of the Cornetto trilogy. Absolute masterpiece. It being my favourite film, actually, and just really, really fun, really funny comedy mixed with zombie takeovers, which is what some of the Cornetto trilogy is all about, really.
Brilliant. I will then hop in and hot tag. We just hot tagged to my
Move on to your favourite.
little recommendations, honourable mentions edition. I'm going to start on 2019's The Art of Racing in the Rain, which is a film that makes me cry every time I see it. It's about a man, his dog, and a race car. You don't need to know any more than that. You just need to sit back and enjoy it.
I hope they both race.
You'll love the film if you ever watch it. You'll also cry. Gonna jump back in time from 2019 all the way to 1980 for John Carpenter's The Fog. It's a horror movie. It's really, really good. It's a problem how good this film is. It's a problem how little it's known.
I hope I can actually see what's going on if it's foggy.
You're just gonna give little bits in between. I love it. I'll hop to 2004 then for a film that I found on BBC Iplayer a few weeks ago, My Summer of Love. You've got a lady, and it's lesbian, and it's lovely, and it's such a sweet story, and it's got like all British actors in the world, you know. It's the I really wish I wrote his name down. He is he's Mr. Long pauses, I forget.
I just imagine like Benedict Cumberbatch or something.
He's in The World's End. He's one of the main guys, and I've completely blanked on his name. Blank. That's another reference to The World's End. Anyway, Hush from 2016. It's the greatest horror film ever made. It's better than The Fog. It is 70 odd minutes long. You've got a woman who's deaf in a house in the woods, as most horror films go, and she's just been hunted by this one guy.
I sure hope people talk in the film, as it's called Hush.
Not really. You don't need to talk. It's not about that. Starter for 10, another incredibly British film that is James McAvoy having to pick between two women and being smart in a quiz, and it's got some brilliant music throughout, and it was such a lovely time. And finally, a film that I was recommended from one of my college lecturers, Richard Scott, called Thunder Road, featuring Jim Cummings as Jim Cummings, based on a 12-minute short. It is one of the greatest comedies I've ever seen, and it starts at a funeral of Jim Cummings' character's mother.
Oh, that sets the scene, doesn't it?
Oh, it
sets
does.
the tone.
It's brilliant. Thunder Road, of all of those, is the one I probably recommend to you the most. And with that being said, that wraps up our honourable mentions section of the list, as I go away and hunt down the name of the character from My Summer of Love. I'll be back with you shortly. The man's called Paddy Considine. He's like the British actor. He's in everything. That's all. That wraps up the honourable mentions section of the show. And, well, from honourable mentions on to the not honourable mentions, the main mentions, the first of our top 10 film recommendations for you will be Josh White's first film.
Yep, that'll be my first film. One of my top 5. No, not my top 5 favourite film, just any film I'd recommend to you, and that is the first Top Gun film. It was released in 1986. Not the new one, I haven't seen that one yet, even though the first one is definitely one of my favourites. This is just absolute brilliant action. I just love it. About a young pilot during one of his during his piloting career, and now he wants to be the best in his class as well, while also going through a new. His personality is a bit different from all the others in the class. A bit cocky, a bit of a different personality compared to everyone else in his class, and a bit of a daredevil as well. Really, bit of a stunt man, if you ask me, because it really says a lot about Tom Cruise himself. And also that with a romance side plot as well, which I guess carries the plot forward. And yeah, I think that's exactly what sells it for me, because I think it was all done without CGI. It was like, it actually looks so realistic because it is like it actually happened, and I just think it's really good.
Even though I have seen Top Gun many a times, and the sequel, Josh, what are you doing? Get the sequel watched. It's absolutely amazing.
I want to. I'm gonna.
It is one of the best films from last year, if not the best film from last year.
Well, it's on my list then.
Brilliant. Yeah, get it watched. We are now going to watch the trailer and discuss the film together. It's so 80s. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, after watching that again, it was. I mean, the music as well sold it. I don't know
The soundtrack to Top Gun is surprisingly so good.
Yeah, it fits the theme. Fits the theme a lot.
Even the score in general, the music that's just there, like the theme to Top Gun is so iconic that you can just, that's Top Gun whenever you hear it.
Even in the trailer, like when you see just like all the really quickly cut shots of the planes going up, down, this and that, drama between the pilots, it just, it's just going to be action.
It's got such like a warm, nostalgic feeling, even though I wasn't alive when that film existed. I feel nostalgia for that film being released.
If I was like there back in the day, I would have loved it even more, I think. And he's they even make it apparent in the film that the main character is literally just Evel Knievel on a plane, as I literally uttered when we were watching it. So I mean,
he's got aviator shades. He's got the glasses.
People make it apparent in the film. They make it apparent in real life. That it's all just big stunts, all done by him, and it's just that's what makes it better. I just love it.
So, is there any kind of other driving main reason why you love this film, or is it?
I just love seeing even though this film's been recorded and it's been out for nearly 40 years, and it's not live or anything. And it's been edited, put in cinemas. I always still just think like, damn, he's gonna fall off. He's gonna die.
You feel the tension every time.
Yeah, I feel the tension every time, even though it's I think that's what makes it good because I mean, if it's actually done, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's you still kind of like, oh, you better be careful there. You better make sure you don't fall off.
It finds itself in that category of older film. By older film, I mean the 80s, where it's timeless.
Yeah.
You can show that to someone in 10 years. They'll feel the exact same as we do now. You could show it to someone 10 years ago, 20 years in the future, and they'd all agree it's brilliant.
And these were stuntmen back in the day, stuntmen for, they were a bit more common back then for films, instead of just CGI now, where, you're in a green screen and you're, tilted backwards, and then you're just kind of get, a hair blower dryer in front of you just to make it seem you're in the sky.
I did that once. Yeah, it was a good time.
I think they probably did that with Ant-Man Quantumania when they were going down the portal. But anyway, it just that CGI was terrible. It just made it,
Time to go off on a hell of a tangent here, but we made a Christmas film at the college.
Okay.
And it featured actress Nelly Kolova. She was big, evil, supervillain bad. She stood up. She's in her supervillain gear, and I'm sitting beneath her with a fan, blowing it at her hair so her hair would swoop up as she's looked menacing. But it is just a kid crouched down under her, holding a fan up to her. It was such a warm venue that she was absolutely loving it, but then she got very, very cold very quickly because we could not get the shot. So it's very hard to do that. As bad as it looks, it's hard to do it and make it look good.
Well, it's the same temperature, it's fine. But then your hair will get ruined. But
she probably would have actually. She was lovely. Not in Top Gun. Not in Top Gun or Top Gun 2.
Which I'm gonna see.
Yes, definitely.
I will. I promise. I'll update it in the next episode of whenever I'm on.
All the time. Frequent guest co-host, you could say you are to me. And with that being said, we're going to move on to my first film recommendation.
That's cool.
Which is We Bought a Zoo. So We Bought a Zoo.
Yeah, we actually did buy a zoo.
It's got my favourite animal in it, tiger. It's got Josh's favourite animal.
Caracal.
That's it. That's our zoo. And the zoo's name is the Gallus Zoo. So We Bought a Zoo was released in 2011. It is a film that I watched religiously every Sunday with my family for quite some time. We're having dinner. Oh, I'll throw on a wee bit of We Bought a Zoo the next week. Oh, I'll throw on the next bit of We Bought a Zoo. It's a long film. I think it's 2 hours 20 or something. Oh, we'll throw on a wee bit more the next week. Or we'll sit down, big family. You've all got your crisps. You've got your drink. You've got the can of Coke you've been promised all week. You've got your Phileas Foggs. You've got your Doritos. You've got whatever crisp you had at the age of 7. As you'd sit down and watch We Bought a Zoo. It stars Matt Damon playing the character called Benjamin Mee. He has his children, Dylan, who's teenage boy, grumpy, I don't like my dad, I hate everyone. And Rosie, who is the loveliest little girl in the world. She's just happy to be here. She's in a film. She's happy. Anyway, their mother died. The death of the mother likely being the reason that child boy is grumpy and child 2 is just happy to be here. Benjamin sets out to change that, and he decides to make the impromptu decision to buy a zoo because he just needs something in his life to take his mind off of his wife, who's dead. They buy a zoo where, well, it's a pretty poor zoo. It's needing renovated. There's a lot of work to be done, and well, Benjamin's up for it. And you meet Kelly Foster, who is the zookeeper there of the zoo, played by Scarlett Johansson of all people. And so ensues a romance between Matt Damon and Scarlett Johansson, a lovely story about a tiger, a story about a father and son trying to bond, a story about a father and daughter trying to bond, as Benjamin sets off to take this zoo from being a closed-off zoo that looks after animals to making it a public, profitable zoo once more. It is a very, very nice tale, and I adore it. Having just seen the trailer, I forgot it was based on a true story.
Yeah, I don't know anyone else who bought a zoo other than us. So I just thought everyone was, bought a zoo, just why not?
Watching the trailer there, I sat with a smile on my face the entire time, tear in my eyes. I'm like, this is so good. It's such a lovely story, and it's so simple.
I think there was only maybe 30 seconds in that trailer of seriousness, and
otherwise
it was
lovely times.
It was cancelled out by just straight up happiness. And I'm looking at the poster kind of cover, the YouTube buy or rent bit thumbnail for We Bought a Zoo, and it's just nice and blue. It's green. Families there together. You've got the the little sign for the park. It is
the definition of a family film.
Yeah,
like that's its genre: drama, family, and it kept just saying Christmas, which always makes me happy because I adore Christmas. But I think that's just when the film was being released.
I just want to watch it on Christmas.
Yeah, get it watched. It is stellar. Of course, this is heavily my opinion. This isn't one of the kind of films that a lot of people rant and rave about. I feel like you either really like it or it's just a film to you. It is.
That's why we're doing this.
It is everything to me. All 2 hours, 3 minutes and 52 seconds of it. There is a line in the trailer that says, the animals are cool and all, but it's the people. It's such a person-oriented animal film, and I love it so much.
I don't know how any of them didn't get just absolutely devoured by the tiger.
Tiger's great. There's a bear. There's little chicks,
parrots, little chimps,
little chicks. That's Rosie's favourites. There's 2 zebras, as the trailer will inform you. You've got Duncan, who is the uncle / brother of Benjamin Mee, who is played by Thomas Hayden.
Sandman's also on it.
It's Thomas Hayden, I believe. It's that's my noise. That's my noise for the film. It's also a noise to compliment an animal.
Well, I'll watch it this November, near Christmas time, before the decorations get up.
Brilliant.
On to my 4th film that I'd like to... my second film actually I'd like to talk about because we're going down. Number 4 for me is... It's a bit of a different film here. It's a 2-part series, if you will. They call it a film. It's kind of obscure. Not a lot of people watch it. It is part of the Pokemon series, The Legend of Thunder. Of course, anyone could be talking about... You could be talking about the first movie. That's a bit mainstream. Detective Pikachu, a bit mainstream. But this one is very obscure. Not a lot of people have watched it. It's part of a side series of the Pokemon anime show, Pokemon Chronicles. And it's basically... Imagine the characters that Ash and Pikachu encounter when they're on their journey, having their own dedicated episodes where Ash and Pikachu just aren't there. They're just non-existent. So, it's kind of like what the Pokemon show is now, because they are gone. But this one came out in 2001, I believe, and it's definitely my favourite film in the Pokemon series because of just... It's not like I used to watch it religiously too, before bed most nights. Just chuck it on, while playing a game or something. And the plot's paper thin. It's just about a Pokemon trainer who just left with his Typhlosion called Jimmy, and he meets back with his childhood friend that they or friends that they made when they left their hometown to become Pokemon trainers, and a fate awaits them when they have to stop Team Rocket from capturing a legendary Pokemon called Raikou. And that's basically what the plot is. And the Team Rocket is using this sort of technology that stops them from using electricity attacks, and it also lures in electric type Pokemon around so they can capture more Pokemon, take over. Just your usual Pokemon story, really. But I just find it really nostalgic every time, and I'd love to watch it religiously every time. It's only about 75 minutes, but I love it.
Now, what we have very quickly found is it is very hard to find a trailer for this, so I'm just going to link a little video in the description about a guy discussing the film. I've got some questions for you, Joshua, about this film. Where can you find it?
Either through piracy or I'm just going to be blunt with it. Either just through online really dodgy websites or the DVD for Pokemon Chronicles Volume 1, I think. I don't know how expensive it is now because I got the DVD years ago, so I have no idea if it's expensive now, but that's basically the only way to watch it. There might be other ways, but I don't think there's been many official ways of watching it because they have Pokemon TV, which is an app dedicated to, the show that they have on rotation. They bring out, they bring back a series for you to watch for about a couple months every year, and they just haven't done Pokemon Chronicles, I don't think, which is unfortunate because it is so underrated. I love it. And any more questions?
What is your favourite thing about Pokemon Chronicles Legend of Thunder?
I don't know. I mean, I just remember watching. I say the battles. There was a lot of just fun Pokemon battles that weren't really. They didn't have much tension, but there was, towards the end there was a bit more, a lot more stuff going on with the legendary Pokemon because Raikou is terrified because Team Rocket have been basically just trying to not kill him, but trying to just capture him. And Jimmy's here trying to bond with him, trying to get along with him, and Raikou's like, nah, I'm not having that. So he's obviously hurting people that Raikou's hunting people that he doesn't want to associate with. But they're trying to make friends with Raikou too, and it's a bit they're good at the end, which is fun. Raikou gets set free, and it's not like Jimmy gets Raikou because why would you get a 10-year-old get a big legendary beast? But I'd say making bonds like that and making a good relationship like Jimmy did was what made it gave it a good bit of a story to me.
My final question for you is an estimate of how many times you've seen it.
Well, maybe when I was about 9, 8, I'd say maybe once a week. I've seen it a lot. So sometimes I'd fall asleep and it'd be on,
So what you're saying is we're in the triple digits, we're in the hundreds.
Nah, maybe not the hundreds,
okay.
But maybe the
late 90s.
I don't know. I've just seen it so many times because why branch out? See the same thing over and over and over again. But it's a 2-part series. Remember, so it's a 2-part series technically, but usually if you find it online, it's just gonna have the entire thing. The only way I managed to watch it recently, because I don't have a DVD player anymore, the only way I can watch it in my bed on my TV it was through a YouTube playlist where they'd have it was 1 minute videos in a big giant playlist, so it was about maybe 100 odd 1 minute videos of the actual thing.
You can find them all over the place.
But
they're great fun.
I tried to find it again and it's not there. I tried to watch it. Last time I watched it was 2021 and it was perfectly fine.
If you look, I watched Lazy Town episodes for a project I was doing a few years ago, but in that style. Just 4-minute videos, a 7-minute video, a 2-minute video.
Yeah, it was exactly 1 minute, and it's all on a playlist.
Episode part one.
So yeah, I love the film basically on his Jimmy's goals to become a good Pokemon trainer, train them, become, good connections with them, and now he is out here, building a good relationship with a legendary who's getting captured by Team Rocket, and then he's losing trust in everyone else, and it's just good, nice little story. Love it.
My second film is a film that I watched one night with my mother a few years ago. Then I watched it 2 or 3 more times, and then I watched it quite recently, and I'm quite fond of it. It was a recommendation from my father. I don't really know how these dots connected, but I enjoyed it. It is called The Way, Way Back. It is a film from 2013, and it is a coming-of-age story about a guy called Duncan. He's like, 13, 14. His parents have just split up. He doesn't like his mum's new boyfriend. He just wants to go and stay with his dad. He's got some social anxieties. He's got some social problems. He struggles to talk to people. His family, well, when I say his family, I mean his mother and his new father are going away to a lake house, kind of country resort, a beach place. I don't know what you'd call it. And he goes with them, and he just struggles to have a good time. Oh, you could talk to these people that we meet. Don't wanna. Why would you? Oh, you could talk to these people. Don't wanna. He just struggles to find a purpose there until he goes to a little cafe and he starts playing, I think it's Pac-Man, and he meets a guy called Owen, who is played by Sam Rockwell, and this film contains Sam Rockwell, and he is the best actor in the world, probably, so that means it's immediately good. Sam Rockwell works at a water park, and he gets Duncan a kind of half job there, kind of as like his understudy, as Duncan's confidence grows and grows and grows and grows through the film as he and Owen bond in one of the loveliest student-teacher relationships I've seen in any film ever. I love The Way, Way Back. I don't quite know why. It's one, again, very similar to all the other films I'm going to list. It's just a feeling. It's that feeling you have when you're watching it of just sheer happiness.
After just watching the trailer there, I haven't seen it, so I don't know too much about it, but I just feel sorry for the main character,
He just gets abuse hurled at him.
Yeah, he's just, he's just getting, his confidence is all the way down. You can see it with his mannerisms too, hands forward. He's always, he's always looking down. He's just a bit miserable, getting, called a 3, not a 6 by his
By
dad.
Steve Carell, his stepdad, yeah.
Yeah, and he's, I don't know, I feel really sorry for him because his family just doesn't seem to.
The trailer's structured in quite a way where it starts off with just abuse, and then it introduces Owen.
It gets better getting, him getting used to this environment, this new environment with his family.
When it introduces Sam Rockwell, and all of a sudden they just start having these moments together where he yells at Sam Rockwell will tell him a funny joke, they'll just have banter between each other. But what I did notice watching the trailer is the trailer focuses a lot more on the comedy elements of the film. Don't really remember it being a comedy. I remember it being funny at points.
A lot of pervy,
That being the main, that's the only joke in the film probably. And a lot of focus on his romance angle with the little girl. That little girl, I mean, girl his age, probably need to clarify that. I haven't just mentioned perv as a word, so girl his age, unrelated bit. The trailer focuses a lot more on that. That's not the film. The film's a coming of age story, and the girl is just there to further his growing confidence.
Yeah, I feel like that humor's probably just, it's only shown in the trailer, but it's probably very minimal in the film. It's
that's the joke. It's not any longer than that. It's just there and there, but it helps to add to Sam Rockwell's character, who is, I believe the word we're looking for is a fake playboy. He thinks he's everything. He thinks he's the coolest. He thinks he's the hottest. He's not. Yes, he's Sam Rockwell, but not in the context of the film.
Yeah, like Hugh Hefner or something.
Love it. Love that, getting that reference in. Aye, that's Sam Rockwell. He's the best.
Yeah.
The Way, Way Back. Add it to your watch list.
Next up for my third film recommendation is part of the Cornetto trilogy again. It's Shaun of the Dead, which came out in 2004, I believe. It's in the same trilogy as World's End, my favourite film, so it's going to include some comedy and some zombies, which is exactly what it includes. It includes basically a nobody of a person who doesn't really have an eventful life. He doesn't really have a direction, and he's when he's not working in an electronics store, he's just in his flat with his buddy Ed, and he's got a girlfriend, surprisingly, and she's also wanting him to also become a man, and he's not just living the best. That up until a zombie apocalypse suddenly occurs, or an outbreak happens in London. So it's up to him and Ed to finally redeem themselves and to rescue his girlfriend and her mother, which results in very hilarious situations, and it's not even that brutal. I'm not fond of brutal stuff, but see, when it includes zombies, I'm like, yeah, the zombies can get guts flying about. That's all fine. I think it's just really fun. Love it. Not too serious of a zombie film. Just the perfect combination for me, really. So we just watched the trailer right now there, and it just emphasised how much I love it. There's this film in general. It's the humour is just very witty, funny. Love it. The main characters just don't seem to take it seriously, but at the same time they do. But it's more like physically he's more showing that he's not taking it seriously, but deep down he wants to save the world, and I love it.
Simon Pegg is a very talented actor, and so is
Yeah.
Nick Frost. They have such good comedic chemistry. Even though unpopular opinion from Ryan coming up, I'm not a fan of the humour in this one. I watched that and didn't find it funny the first time I watched the film. The World's End, brilliant. This one, even though I will say it has one of my favourite jokes in any film ever, which we'll get to at some point. It has some great songs, such as Ghost Town by the Specials. I didn't find it as funny as The World's End, but it might have been because I watched this one after, which, Edgar Wright. Oh, Edgar Wright, we've got some episodes coming up on you, because coming in the future we're planning on doing an hour-long discussion of each of the Edgar Wright Cornetto trilogy movies, one on Shaun of the Dead, one on The World's End, and one on Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
So we'll see where my opinion lies when I rewatch Shaun of the Dead.
The humours they're all kind of carried through.
It's very similar,
films.
but for whatever reason I didn't get it in this one.
I can't explain the humour as much, but it's not like it's got a punchline or much. It's just more of a sarcastic. It's more of a sarcastic kind of I'm not taking this seriously sort of thing. And I mean, the two main heroes of the film are just your average working British men who go to the pub and play pool.
This is more on the trailer. I love the way it's styled. You've got classic trailer voiceover guy, but it is Simon Pegg's character being like, "Do you hate work? I hate work. Do you feel like a zombie? I feel like a zombie." That's good. I like trailer voiceover Simon Pegg edition.
Yeah, they linked it like that, which is funny, and yeah, he gets to finally redeem himself, which is not a lot of people let him go to do.
I'll also say that if you're going to make a zombie film, I'm not a big zombie film fan, but see a comedy zombie film, that's the way to go. Your Shaun of the Dead, your Zombieland, there's some decent zombie films.
Because if it's a comedy,
because zombies are funny.
Yeah, not going to take it too seriously. I mean, I'm quite squeamish when it comes to brutal stuff, but see, when it comes to a zombie film, I'm like, the zombies can. I think I already said that, but it's like you know what I mean. Especially when it's taking it seriously, it's brilliant.
Shaun of the Dead's great. 1988. John Carpenter, legend of making horror, legend of making film, legend of music, legend, releases a film called They Live. It stars professional wrestler Rowdy Roddy Piper, who is an insanely good actor, it turns out. Who'd have thought? He's definitely the best professional wrestler actor. Better than you, Dwayne. Better than you, Cena. Better than you, Dave. Playing a character called John Nads. Now, John Nads is he's a guy. He's got a red flannel shirt. He's got blue jeans. He's got long hair. He's got a backpack. He is the definition of the coolest mofo cutting about. He gets a job doing hard labour when all of a sudden he sees a blind preacher preaching, and then he's taken away and taken away and taken away. He's confused. he kind of stays at this weird community. He finds himself a pair of sunglasses that have been thrown out by this weird preacher's community's little underground bit. He puts on the sunglasses, and all of a sudden he sees the world black and white. He takes off the sunglasses, he sees it in colour, he puts them back on, and he looks. I'm taking my glasses on and off as I say this for no apparent reason other than effect. As I'm struggling to get them back on, he looks at a wall and he sees the word obey. He looks at another word and he says, stay in line, reproduce, get married. With these sunglasses, he's able to see all of the subliminal messaging in the world from its leaders. He also sees these weird alien, not ghost things, and, well, I'm going to leave you on this. We're about 20 minutes into the film. He decides, for no apparent reason, he wants to kill them all. I came here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
As I've seen in the trailer, it looks like such a dad film, you know.
I'm a dad.
Along with Con Air and all that, you know, Commando.
I will gladly wear a flannel shirt.
You're badass,
blue jeans,
you know.
My brown belt. I will gladly put on a pair of sunglasses. I will hold a gun over my shoulder. I want to be that man.
You're a badass American with the shotgun, you know.
He's so cool. It has the best quotes in films. It has one of the best premises in films, and somehow it executes both of them to make an actually decent film. And only watching the trailer did I remember how this film ends, and I thought, oh, it's so perfect. It is one of the greatest films I've ever seen. Get it watched, experience it, love it, live it, live.
Like them.
They that just kept flashing on the screen during the trailer. And in short, I'm going to force Mr. Josh White to watch this, and we are going to create a 10-day long episode all about They Live and why it is the greatest cinematic film.
It went from 1 hour to 10 hours to 10 days during the trailer. So
just you wait, by the time we sit down to do it, you're not getting out of that chair for at least a year. They Live is a film that I will recommend to anyone and everyone. Even though it might not be their thing, it is very much my thing. And I don't like sci-fi.
Right, so my next film that I'd like to talk about is our first history film that we've ever discussed, and it's called Stone of Destiny. A lot of fellow Scots, which is like 90% of the people who watch this, will definitely be familiar with. It is such a good film because it honestly seems like it's not true at all, because it is a mix of a heist film. It's actually funny in some bits, and when things seem to go horribly wrong, it just gets better. The story involves, based on a true story, 1950, a big group of University of Glasgow students, one called Ian Hamilton, our main protagonist, in our story plus true story, just has the idea of, why don't we just take the Stone of Destiny back? Because I like Scotland. I love Scotland. Scotland. Let's just steal it. It doesn't seem too hard, right? So he gets all of his buddies round, and they basically just plan their heist. And what follows is a mix of successes, failures, and, you know, surprising successes, actually, because some stuff just seems to go horribly wrong for them, and then it just kind of comically works out for them, which is just why I love it, because it just doesn't seem true at all. That was one of the best trailers I've ever seen. I
think it's the best trailer I've ever seen. That is unnecessarily good.
Like the voiceover was just so Scotland. At the first second, it just boom, just like,
the Stone of Destiny was stolen in 12.
Yeah, like it like a big drone shot of the Highlands too. Really makes you proud.
We are from Scotland,
and I love that start, and you know, you get to see Daredevil. Ian Hamilton steals the heist of Stone.
He's got the Scottish accent on him. There's Robbie Coltrane as well, cutting a bit.
I've read the book on the heist wrote by Ian Hamilton himself, and also Count Dankula's video on it, which I certainly hope isn't got false information on it. So I'm quite confident that this is as accurate as you can get on the story. other than the book, which was written by him. So, which most of it is true.
The trailer is so good.
I mean, I was convinced. I was like, yeah. I mean, I know I watched it, but I watched like the trailer and didn't see it. I would definitely want to watch it. That was really
Scottish
good.
accent, Scottish flags, whiskey, Scotland.
If you're a proud Scotsman that just wants to shove it in the face of the English, then this film is definitely for you. You'll probably be crying at the end of it if you're a really proud, Scotsman.
Tears of a manly.
Which I definitely recommend to anyone who, well, even if you have seen it, you've most likely been forced to watch it in history class.
Mr. Sargent, he is one of the greatest teachers I've ever had the privilege of being a student under, and he put on this film for us, and it was amazing.
If he's listening to this, how are you doing? Brilliant film recommendation for him.
Get Sarge on the pod.
And I don't know where to find this film because he went through some different means of watching it, such as piracy.
Stone of Destiny is completely free on YouTube.
Yeah, such as right. Stone of Destiny New. That's literally the title. I don't know why this.
I'll link it in the episode descriptor for you as well. There's going to be a lot in this descriptor. I'm going to link every trailer we've watched, little videos about a certain film that we couldn't find trailer, and I guess I'll link the entire film, Stone of Destiny.
It's absolute brilliant if you haven't seen it.
And the trailer is the best thing.
Watch the trailer too. Like, even if you haven't seen the film, if you're going to go straight to see the film, just watch the trailer.
Watch it after for all I care. Just get the trailer, watch. You have to appreciate the opening 20 seconds, which is the best 20-second opening to any trailer ever. The 8th film we have to offer you today is my 4th film. There's a tongue twister and a bit of a mind-boggling sentence for you to wrap your head around. My favourite thing in the world is games, both games. I present to you 2018's Game Night. A film that, again, will you think it is the best film you've ever seen? No. Will you think it's good? Yes, because it is good. It is completely the most 3-star average film you'll ever sit through. I think it's 5 and one of the best films ever because I have an attachment to A, the games that they're playing, B, the insanity of the plot, and C, Rachel McAdams, who happens to be in the film, and she's a very talented actress. You've got a guy called Max. You've got a woman called Annie. Now, they're engaged. They both love board games, and every week they have a board game night with their mates. That's the dream life, innit? All of a sudden, Max's brother, Brooke, who he has severe little brother syndrome towards, because Brooke is like the cool guy in town, comes back and he decides to take over game night, and everyone's like, oh, Brooke. And Max is all like, no, I'm jealous. And Annie's all like, no, Max is jealous, guys. Brooke decides to organise a massive game night, and it goes horribly wrong. And when I say horribly wrong, I don't mean like, oh no, someone cheated in Monopoly. I mean a bit more extreme than that. Josh, what did you think of Game Night's trailer?
Definitely didn't look like a game night.
It started off as a game night.
There was a board game happening. Everything seemed fine, and then it just went, you know what? Let's take it up a notch. That was, and I quote, let's bring board game up a notch, board night up a notch, game night up a notch. I can't talk. And what followed in the next 1 second was big buff men and police cars, fire, blood,
guns,
planes, everything you can imagine. Just, how did they manage to stuff all that into 2 minutes and 50 seconds of a trailer? I have no idea. Or 1 hour and 40 minutes of a film.
Brooke's Game Night is styled to be around a murder mystery party where he's going to pretend to die and they have to find out who killed him. And he says that you're not going to know what's real and what's not. And slowly they reveal he's in crippling debt to the mafia. It is one of the most insane escalations of such a simple premise of friends playing board games. And somehow, in the 90 minutes this film lasts, it doesn't feel out of place.
Yeah.
It feels like, that was going there.
I mean, I definitely don't know how going from playing a nice little game of Jenga to driving next to a plane while it's taking off. I don't know how that's going to converse, but I'm going to take a look at it one time and see how the hell this goes.
BBC iPlayer's finest hidden gem. 80% of the films I've put on this list I found on BBC iPlayer.
I've always been scared to watch things on BBC iPlayer because they have that big massive warning at the start. You must have a TV license. It's the law.
Just aye. Sure, I do.
I do. But I mean, I don't know if we do, but like, we probably do. But, because we don't really watch live TV too much, but I was still scared to press it anyway, just in case they're like looking at my window or something.
That's what the BBC do.
Okay, my last film that I'm going to talk about is one, and just it's a nice MCU film, and I don't think anyone as much as expecting an MCU film. I thought a lot of people would be rolling their eyes at an MCU film being recommended, but Ant-Man and the Wasp was just so good. I love it very, very much. We're going to talk about it, the whole Ant-Man trilogy in depth, eventually, and I'd say the second one, the one in the very middle, is by far my favourite, at least the one I'd recommend. Even though it's a sequel, I don't think watching the first Ant-Man's really needed, because a lot of Marvel films, everyone's like, oh, do I have to watch the previous 40 films to get what happens at the post-credit scene? Not too much. You don't even need to watch the post-credit scene to enjoy this, because fun. It's a little bit, I'd say it's a bit comedic. There's obviously seriousness in it. There's a lot of action. That's kind of what suits it for me. And we already know about the characters, right away. We don't really need to know how he got there. We just know that he's an Ant-Man. That's all I had to know before I watched this, because I watched this before the first one and I just loved it still. So, follows. I was going to say Paul Rudd, but Scott Lang, that the character's name, not the actor's name, after the events of the first Ant-Man film, after becoming the hero, and his new partner, Hope Van Dyne, aka the Wasp, who becomes this hero in this film. They both go on a journey to find Hope's mother, who's thought to be dead in the first film for the past 40 years in the universe. So make this new technology to go down and try and find her. And what happens is big action, a lot of shrinking, a lot of big giant scaling battles. One involves a big building, turned into a little suitcase. I love it. Brilliant stuff. So, after watching that trailer, not much else to say. I really enjoyed the trailer. Was really fun as well, because you actually see, if you've watched the first film, you'd know that Scott and his daughter didn't have exactly the best relationship. She loved her dad and he loved her, but it was like, he was just out of jail and he was trying to support her, and I guess the world had different ideas, but in the film they get to expand their relationship a bit more. And even if you haven't watched it, you'll still get to see that he really cares about her, and a lot of action ensues in the trailer, and you'll be like, yes, I want to do this, because someone runs into a big massive salt container that has just been upscaled within a second, because it's big, stealthy, and perfect aim, perfect position of them. I don't know, I love it.
The film is the definition of fun. It is so small scale in comparison to the MCU's big space nonsense. It's not connected in really any way that you could treat this as just a standalone heist, fun, crime film, and you will have an absolute field day.
That's the ones that I'd recommend. The ones that you don't have to watch like the previous films to really see. And watching Ant-Man 1 would be better, but you don't exactly have to watch it. And even at the post-credit scene, you kind of know. A lot of people kind of know what happens anyway. Oh, I know exactly why these people mysteriously disappeared.
But dun.
But that's post-credit scene. Not a lot of people stay to watch them anyway. But if you're into smaller scale stuff, if you want to, I was going to say different proportions in more ways than one, because obviously they're tiny. Ants. And you get to see them nearly get devoured by a seagull. You get to see a big salt container just become big. You get to see him
really clinging to this salt container.
I don't know, it's just fun, just little things around them. I love fights where they don't use weapons exactly, they use things in their environment to turn things differently so they can hurt them, brilliant stuff. And also trying to get a building back
That's
That's how
the
things are.
plot.
Trying to fight for a building. That's how they fight to get the company back, to get their establishment, their technology back. It's just steal the building itself, and that's. I mean, it's kind of their fault for developing the technology to
Lost the building.
to shrink things, including the building. So yeah, that's on them. But I loved it, and I'd recommend it to anyone who hasn't.
So the final film that I will be discussing today, the final film that we will be recommending, is not for the faint of hearted, I believe the wording would be. It is rated 18. This is where I will come in to step in and give you a little warning. If you do not want to hear what follows, when I will be discussing things such as drugs, sex, crime, and all forms of abuse, drugs, things you don't want to hear, especially in relation to 13-year-old children, stop listening. I don't recommend this film to you. I recommend this film to a very particular group of people, because I think it is a story that deserves to be told, needs to be told to make people aware. It is not a type of enjoyment you get from this film where you're happy at the end of it. Just to further the explicit content that this is almost warranted is fucked up. The film in question is 13, released in 2003 by Catherine Hardwicke, the lady that would go on to release Twilight.
Oof. That says a lot then.
It features our main character Tracy, who is an innocent 13-year-old girl with buttons on her shoes, bells in her hair. She jingles when she walks, she clicks when she talks. That was the wrong way round. And she wears little bright coloured t-shirts. She's so happy. She goes to the cinema with her mum. She has a great relationship with her mum. She writes poetry. Anyway, she meets Evie, who has grew up over summer. She's 13. She wears low-waisted jeans, black tops. She commits crime. She steals from people. She shoplifts. She has sex with boys. She smokes drugs. She drinks alcohol. And basically, Tracy becomes Evie's friend, and you watch Evie's life descend into absolute chaos as these two friends go on a journey of terrible, terrible, terrible things, leading to the collapse of Tracy's family, pretty much. It's not an easy watch.
What a contrast. I'm glad you saved this one for last.
It's not a fun watch. It's a powerful watch. It is a moving watch. You will feel more watching this film than you probably have ever felt watching any film ever. You will experience every emotion your body is capable of experiencing. And afterwards, you're not going to say you enjoyed it. I class this as one of my favourite films ever made. I class it as one of the best films ever made because it is a story that is so relatable to so many people. To actually see it portrayed on screen, it's scary. It gives off a good message. It doesn't encourage that behaviour. It actively goes out of its way to say, please don't. But also, this is happening and it is a problem that needs to be addressed. We're going to watch the trailer now and Josh is going to have a sad time.
Well, after that trailer, it just got progressively worse and worse and worse and worse, I'd say, in terms of her situation, or the family situation, don't you think?
Yeah, it is. It's not good. It's not.
I thought it was just going to be your average Ned cranked up to 11, but this is like...
It's your average Ned cracked up to 13.
Yeah, and that's a good one. That's a good one. But
to take a step back and talk as a person that likes making films because he does film at college, I think it's one of these, stylistically, it is my favourite film ever made in terms of the style.
Yeah.
It has that 2000s shaky cam, dun 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 dun, fast paced, slow paced, and
the trailer sums it up. It's like it's like those flash, like special effects that flashlight on there, show them, if you know what I mean.
The film uses colour, it uses tint, it uses shades, it uses light, it uses everything to make the story so brutal and real.
Tripods don't exist in this film.
You start off fast-paced, exciting, happy, life, yeah. And as the film descends, the shots get longer, they get slower. It feels like a knife slowly being twisted after it's been shanked into you 13 times. Colours in the film reach the end where it goes to tint where it's blue and it just feels so much sadder. It has this green tint at points when it's happy. It has a blue tint during the sad moments. And it never feels out of place. It doesn't feel fake. It feels real. It feels raw. It feels emotional. And also the trailer just reminded me that one of the 13-year-old girls that played one of the 13-year-old girls co-wrote the film. So it also comes from a place of, I know what's happening to people my age.
Yes, it can seem relatable to some people because they might
This film is very relatable. I'm not a 13-year-old girl.
Parents can have like situations where their child's been very rebellious, but maybe not this extreme, or maybe more extreme. But it's one of the most. I mean, we were talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp, just before this. What a contrast!
There's a reason I threw in a quick disclaimer. The acting is also so good. It is so good.
Yeah,
the performances are so strong. These people knew their characters.
I felt something when towards the end of the trailer, where Mother was just having none of it at that point, and yeah, hopefully things go well when she gets older then, and in the film universe then.
Watch 13 if you want to.
If I want.
Don't watch 13 if you don't want to. But everyone should know 13 exists. I know more else to say in the matter.
I'm terrified now. I'm gonna come out of the greeting now after watching it.
So after that down note, we are going to wrap up this episode of 10 film recommendations.
That was really fun.
Yeah. Talking about the films that you love and want other people to see.
I'd like 3 films in particular I just wanted to really talk about.
Yeah.
And ones I'd happily talk about in full length. And our honourable mentions are just as good as these films, but definitely. Just slightly. These ones are slightly better. So the honourable mentions are always still there, but these films are either just straight up just really, really fun, really, really action paced, really badass, or just really depressing.
Oh yeah. The Way Back is a depressing
one
film.
Of these films.
We Bought a Zoo is very depressing. So is Game Night, not 13. 13 is not depressing. With all of that being said, there's plenty more episodes actually about films coming up in the future that myself and Josh look forward to making. So, I mean, if there's any you want us to make, leave a little comment down below. If you watch any of these films, if you've seen any of these films, if you have an opinion on any of these films, send us a little voice message. We might throw it into a future episode, or just send us a general message. You can find all of the films we talked about's trailers in the episode descriptor below, except from the Pokemon film. You will find a little video made by a guy talking about the Pokemon film. You can find some of the films on full length if they're on YouTube in the trailer below. Sorry, in the episode descriptor down below. And you can come across the link tree to Gallus Creative, where you will come across anything else that we are doing. You will come across my little link tree of myself, of my work. You will come across Josh's little link tree of his work. And you will come across a letterbox list containing the 10 films we discussed today.
And if there's no other way to watch the film, then that is piracy. You'll just have
Don't suggest piracy. You can't keep suggesting piracy at the end of all of these. Source your films legally.
You'll get them on DVD and CX for about £1. It's fine. It'll take a bit of looking.
Still barely legal at this point in Dirt's Cheap Films. So thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the first 55 minutes of that, then didn't enjoy the next 3, then enjoyed the final 2. I have been Ryan Robertson.
Been Joshua White, and thanks for being here again. It's been brilliant.
Have a good week, everyone.
See yous.